What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Another week of football with my guy, 5 Star. And always good to talk these games out with you. I know we hang out and shit, but I enjoy this process too. And we got a lot of football to get to today. So how's everything been with you before we get to it?
Bless him, man. A beautiful morning in Summerlin, Nevada, man. Waking up to a gorgeous sun, man. Had a really good morning. I had to start the morning with our little jam, top of the morning by
Yeah,
Currency.
that's exactly
Yeah,
how I
rolling
started.
with the kids, to school, man. So it's always a blessing to wake up and be alive another day out here, man. Another chance to give out some winners to the people, give back, a little pro bono and, make us some money like we always do, Skee.
Man, you know what's funny about that too? I got another partner who's we be rocking with the tunes and shit. So
Yeah.
we over here having a debate in the morning about some stuff. And I just sent a picture because I'm up here smoking and listening to that song top of the morning. He said,
Yeah.
"All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna just let you have your vibes."
Right, respect it. Can't ruin the morning, man. We got to start the day positive, man, and it goes out through the day. Get up, say your prayers, get a workout in, man, and just be positive, man. That's what we all about. And that's gonna lead to some money, man. Whatever you put in is what you're gonna get back out there, guys. So y'all hit that like button for my boy Profit Picks right now.
Y'all see it down there? What he just said? This one down there, positive vibes and making money. That's what we about right here. So
That's what we do.
let's get to it. First, we got Air Force at Army. Opened up Army minus 23.5 is down to 22. Total up 1 point to 41. Um, Air Force yet to cover a spread. Army has covered every game, I think, except for one. Is it that
Yeah.
easy? Do we just take Army?
Not for the game. We afraid of the jank as we saw last night with that Texans catastrophe with some of the worst calls we ever seen, man, dealing with that entertainment league. So this is more pure football, but we're gonna stick to just the first half on this one. Let's go Army first half minus 13.5. They're looking to stay perfect when they host Air Force at West Point, man. Famous West Point, where all the people who serve our country. We appreciate anyone in the chat who is a serviceman for your service, man. The Cadets on a 11-game winning streak. That's the top one in the whole NCAA, man. And every year they have like a 3 military round robin ski. And it's like all of the teams, the Air Force, Army, Navy play, and whoever has the best record, they go and visit the president for a trophy presentation. A
Oh,
lot of people don't know there's just some things they do amongst each other. Air Force has won the trophy 21 times, Navy 16. Army's only won it 10. So this is one of the few times Army has one of those squads, man. And Jeff Monken, who is their coach, is really riding that. Army and Indiana are the only teams that are yet to fall behind this year in the whole season. Army scored at least 40 points in 4 straight games. Also, the Cadets are led by Bryson Daly, man. This kid has broken every record you want to name at Army. He's a really good runner, but he also could throw the ball. He accounted for 6 touchdowns last week. Air Force on the other side, Skee is headed the other direction. As I said, they led in the trophy, the President Trophy that they win. They've been a really good program for a long time under Troy Calhoun. But now, man, they've had an off season. Their quarterback got hurt early in the year, and they've never recovered. So this will be their first losing season since 2018. They have scored more than 21 points only once this season. I think that it's a rivalry, so we're going to get the best version of Army in this game. The Cadets average 40 points per game. That's top 10, but they only allow 12.4 points a game, Skee. And that's also top 10 in defense. They're 5th ranked in first half points as well. They average 22.3 points in the first half, and in the last 3 games, they've averaged 27 points. Man, with Daly bringing that passing element in the way that I know Monken is going to have these guys up for this game, they're coming off a bye. When Air Force pulls up in the town, they're going to be serious. They may let up off the brakes out of respect later on in the game, but I think early Army does what it's been doing all year. They lead the league in the whole conference and the whole country, in rushing 356 yards per game, 100 yards more than the second team in the country, which is Jacksonville State Ski. And they played already this week, so that shows you how dominant a rushing attack this is. We're going with Army first half minus 13.5.
get in and get out on them boys with Army, 5 Star says, and you making it sound good. Air Force, I'm pretty sure they lost a lot of their team from last year too, right? So that's probably
Yeah,
why
a
they're
lot
so
of
bad.
defenders. They got a couple guys who are playing in the league. I think the safety for sure went. I think maybe a cornerback. They had a really good defensive team last year.
Yeah, that's probably hurting for sure this year. Let's move down the list. We got some more. We love the troops. We love we love them all. I guess Navy and
Yeah.
Rice. I'll say this: this one opened up 13-point favorite for Navy, and
Hmm.
Rice money. As long as I've been watching, or not even before I really watched Too Close. Whenever I see Rice or just hear my friends talk about betting against Rice, it was always Rice plus. Like they're never good. Navy last weekend turned the ball over so many times after being a team that never turns it over. You think
Yeah.
they right the ship this week?
Rice is like the Harvard, maybe not the Harvard. I'm gonna say the Northwestern of Texas. It's like where all the smart kids go. That's my mom, rest in peace. Her dream was for me to go there because I was a pretty smart kid. A lot of people don't know 5-star was valedictorian of his high school, middle school, and elementary. I took education pretty, it kind of came easy to me. I didn't really do much ski. I'll be honest. I just have a photographic memory, and it serves me well now with big sports. If the teacher said it once, I remember. So I did really good in school. Listen one time and it's over with. I could play the rest of the day, man. And so my mom wanted me to go to Rice, but Rice is a really high academic admissions school. It's hard to get in there, so they're not going to ever get the type of athletes that other schools are going to get in that Texas region. Kids are going to play at UT. They're going to play at University of Houston, SMU, places like that. So it's very hard for them to get top talent. Kind of like what Stanford goes through out in California. Every now and then they'll get the right coach. At the present time, their coach is decent, but it's just they don't have the team to keep up with Navy, especially with Navy coming off of what happened last week. I had Navy last week, first half. I believe they would have covered it if not for 3 turnovers in the first quarter. They ended up having 5 fumbles that game. Just a horrible performance by them. And I know Coach Brian Newberry is a proud dude, and he's the defensive coordinator for that team first before becoming the head coach. So he's been with that program a long time, man. I've never seen them look so sloppy on the offensive side of the ball. I think they bounced back this week. Navy averages 7.3 yards a play. They only trail Miami as the team with the most yards per play. It's better as we really care about that, about yards per play. I think they get up early and they're really motivated. Really good defense also for Navy. And even though they had a bad performance last week, they still lead the country in points per play. So give me Navy minus 6.5. First half, we're going to get in and get out. We're not going to play with these books, man. At the end of the game, it gets too janky. I'm going to give you guys my formula that I use to be successful. Skee can tell you I always bet first half. That's my thing.
Yeah, you do like to get in and get out for sure. So
And how
thinking
I do on
Navy.
Bengals last week, Skee, ain't you glad we did first quarter instead of the
Oh
game?
yeah, perfect, perfect. Don't gotta worry about nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody's stressing the rest of the game with the Bengals. I was already drinking my tequila by then, man.
Same thing with me last night on the Texas. Me and the group, we took Texas first half plus point half, won that one. And so the rest of the game, when the jank came, all I could do was just cuss, but my money was not involved.
It's the best. Uh, what up to you guys in the chat? Appreciate all y'all tapping in. Let's go over to the last college game we're gonna talk about for today. That looks like Duke and Miami. This one opened up. It's right where it opened up. 20.5 point favorites for Miami with a total of 54.5. Man, if I'm not mistaken, Miami been putting up like 45 points, like clockwork. So to see the total at 54.5, like is Duke that good defensively? Or I mean, what are you looking at in this game? That's just the first thing that pops in my mind.
They believe so, but they struggle offensively. So maybe what the books are saying is maybe what I see, and that's maybe like a 35-10 victory, for Miami because the things that my guy Cam Ward does against everyone else, he's going to be able to put up some points on Duke, but it won't be as easy because Duke is a really good defense. And you got the fact that Manny Diaz is coming back. He was the Hurricanes head coach from 2019 to 2021 before being replaced by Mario Cristobal. And then he was their coordinator before that, 2016 through 2018. He was over that defense. The Hurricanes, though, are, as you said, very explosive. They put up 45 points a game. They actually average 46.8, so you could just say 47 points a game. That's number one in the nation in points per game. Also, third down conversion percentage, 59.8. Cam Ward's amazing on third downs. And if an NFL team is watching and looking to draft a quarterback, that's the most impressive thing and a big stat that they should be looking about Cam Ward, his ability to make plays happen on third down, because to me, that's backbreakers for defense. The momentum that it creates is just really hard for the other team to overcome. So look for that. Miami quarterback Cam Ward's also second nationally in passing touchdowns. He has 24 touchdown passes already. He's third in passing yards with 343 per game. He has some really good skill players over there. I really like Xavier Restrepo. He's a really good receiver, man. He doesn't drop anything. Number 7 over there, really good player, and he's a local kid from Florida. Damian Martinez transferred over from Oregon State. Really burly, hard-running fast back that might play on Sundays. He's from Texas. I think he's from the Dallas area, though. I don't think he's from Houston. However, like I said, Duke does have a strong defense. Skee. They're ranked second in the ACC, average points allowed 18.6, but Malik Murphy is still struggling, especially early in games. Duke does have a decent set of skill guys. It's just they start too slow. And I think what happened is that Manny Diaz is going to be able to really build something over there, but he just probably made the wrong hire at OC right now. I think that they would benefit more if he got a guy who's more up tempo and kind of utilize their receivers more and allow Murphy to throw more. They're kind of basic with the offense, and then it gets him in long down the distance situations, man, and that's not good for Malik Murphy because he's kind of lumbering. He's, he can run straight ahead fast, but he kind of elude a lot of guys. So I think that Miami's defensive line controls this game against the Duke offensive line, and I think that Cam and those guys put up too many points for Duke. A lot of the pup is going to be taking those 3 touchdowns. We're going to go to the other side. We think Cam Ward is trying to win the Heisman. I've been a fan of his since Incarnate Word. I'm one of the first guys that was tweeting about Cam Ward since 2021, man. And I think this is his year to shine. So give me Miami minus 20.5.
All right, the big point spread. He says they'll get the job done. And I do like Cam Ward. I think he's a real good quarterback. So I could rock with that one. Let's move over to NFL. We have a few games we want to talk about there. And man, one of them I can't wait to talk about because that's the one game that I've been looking at all week. We'll start with Broncos and Ravens. Opened up Ravens minus 10. We see it currently. I mean, it must have been moving around because right now I see it minus 9.5. Total open 43.5, and it's up to 46.5. This is the Ravens off a loss, right? And the Broncos been looking really good. I would think that the Ravens would be extremely motivated to, after losing that game. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I think they'll be motivated. We got a 1.5 point down tick on the number because news came in that Lamar Jackson was ill, and I think that they're worried about if he's going to play or not, and he hasn't practiced much this week. But at this point, how much practice does Lamar have? I think he's a gamer. They'll probably give him some fluids before the game or some medicine, and he'll be ready to rock and roll at least for, the time that he needs to for that game. Ravens coming off an embarrassing performance. They got to be crisp this game because they looked really, really bad in Cleveland, man. You had Cleveland, you were on the right side of that one. I jumped in first half and stole first half live -3. It was so janky. If it wasn't for that turnover, I wouldn't have got it, but I'm grateful for it. I ended up sneaking by and getting it. But for the game, man, Baltimore looked like some buffoons last weekend. I think Lamar has too much pride, and that team has too much pride to continue to struggle like that. The game could have been over if Kyle Hamilton just holds that interception. I mean, James threw it right to him, and then the next play, they're bombed over the top. They just had butterfingers all game, big drops by Rashad Bateman and stuff like that. I just don't like the betting against the Ravens after a performance like that. I still think that they're one of the top 3 teams in the league, even though they've lost some really strange games. Like the game they lost to the Raiders that we saw together at Westgate that might come back to haunt them at the end of the year because they're going to have to go on the road most likely now. And now giving away this game against Cleveland that you cannot lose in division. But one thing that's going to be in our favor is that the Ravens, as I said, lost twice this year to teams that they were favored by more than 7 points against, and that was the Raiders and the Browns. So they're 1-2 in that position this year, 7-point or more favorites. But they're 17-3 in such spots over the previous 4 years. So that's what we're going to ride, that things are always going to come back to what they are and stay true to who we are. So I think that the Ravens end up going back to their normal self. They're going to be successful. I like Bo Nix because of the coaching he's receiving, but I know the true Bo Nix isn't ready to go in Baltimore and beat the Ravens. I think the Ravens defense plays better this week. I think Zach Orr will do himself really well to call up some pressures because Bo Nix is just 1-11 when pressured over the past 2 weeks. He does not handle pressure well. He gets scared. He gives the ball away. Still a rookie. Never had a strong pulse even when he was in college. He always was kind of scary if you can get to him. So I think that the Ravens are able to run over him on this game. I look for a big game from Lamar and a big game from Derrick Henry. We're going to lay the -8 with the Ravens.
I have a question for you on this one.
Yeah.
Does it worry you at all that they have a game on Thursday versus the Bengals? Do you think maybe they take their foot off the gas maybe towards the end of this game?
Not really, because I feel like they need a get right game. After you lose a game like they played against the Browns, like now you're supposed to come out and be a professional. They did not look like professionals last game. Even their Hall of Fame kicker, he missed a 40-yard field goal. Right, so obviously the Ravens' minds weren't there. They were being company men. So now it's their turn to shine this week because all the money will be on the Broncos with that many points and with how good Denver's been playing. Because Denver actually has one of the highest point differentials in the last 6 weeks in the NFL. They're plus 66. But look who they played. They haven't played any real contenders, man. It's all been favorable matchups for them. And I think that they're playing against a really good team that's going to be angry.
All right, good stuff on that game there. We'll move it down the list. We have the Cowboys and the Falcons. This one opened up Falcons -2.5. They're now a 3-point favorite, and total has gone up from 48.5 to looks like 52 even now. Um, I don't think the Cowboys are that good. I'm a person who has the Cowboys under 10.5 wins on the season in my pocket. I like some things I've seen from the Falcons. I would think that they can get the job done at the house. Do you?
Yeah, because the Cowboy fans, they aren't living in reality. They're going to always bet the Cowboys thinking it's going to be a miraculous turnaround. What's good, B Daddy? They're going to always do that. But at the end of the day, we got to deal with the facts. And the facts is the Cowboys are just a bad team, especially defensively. Mike Zimmer's little reprieve from coaching, he's come back not the same guy that he was before in Minnesota, Cincinnati, and places like that. He's done a really bad job, really, with this Cowboys defense. They've been dealing with some injuries, and they just can't stop people. So why would I bet them against an offense like Atlanta, who's kind of shaping into its own right now? Um, Kirk Cousins is quietly one of the best additions in football this year, and he's getting stronger and stronger as the year goes, coming off that ACL injury. A lot of weapons on that offense for Atlanta. Skee, I don't see how the Cowboys, with that goofy defense that they have, stop Bijan Robinson, stop Kyle Pitts, who's now suddenly starting to look like the first-round player that everyone thought he would be a tight end. Stop a really good receiving duo in Drake London and Darnell Mooney. Those guys are balling right now, man. So at home, every team is still hyped when they see the star on the helmet on the other side. Dak is feeling the pressure. He's the highest paid quarterback in the league this season, higher than Mahomes. And all he does is throw interceptions, So, as you saw, him and CD Lamb are kind of getting into it. I don't know how much longer CD wants to stay there. Jerry Jones is doing what Jerry Jones does, and he's talking too much. It's just a bad vibe over there, bad energy going right now. And I think that Atlanta is like hitting a stride, especially offensively. The Falcons have the lowest sack rate in the NFL, man, and it isn't even close. They're 2.2%. And the Cowboys struggle to get to the quarterback. Kirk Cousins is about to sit back there and throw for 500 yards on the Cowboys if they want to. He probably won't because it won't be close. So they'll probably kind of throttle down a little bit and run the ball a little bit more. But overall, I'm rolling with the Falcons.
The chat looks like they agree with you as well, and I hope he win. I hope the Falcons win for my win total. I'll be extremely pleased with that.
You'll be good
Let's
on that. The Cowboys going to be terrible this year. They might. What if they fall off all the way? Because, see, that's one place I guarantee you Coach Prime will let Shador go. What if they're smart enough to go on and bottom out, get up off the debt contract by finding some team dumb enough to trade for him, and then draft Shador? Because I know right now I feel like the leader in the Shador Sanders race will be the Raiders. Like, it's a really good relationship Mark Davis has with his dad. they kind of see a place out here where the marketing would be unbelievable if you market Shedeur Sanders in this market. But the only place that I could see could compare to what they want as far as in having a solid franchise, a team with an owner that Coach Prime has a good relationship with, and a market that they could really do the other stuff that they make their money on, which is social media, you know, and advertising and things like that, and sponsorships, would be Dallas. So keep an eye on that for the Cowboys if they tank all the way out, taking Shedeur Sanders.
That's an interesting take right there. And Jay, a Cowboys fan, says Jerry is quietly tanking. So
Oh,
that's
so you already on it, Jay. I kind of agree with you.
yeah, that's interesting right there. Um, Larry Sports Talks. I didn't bet them yet, but I'm gonna do a show right after this. We'll talk about some more NBA,
This
and
football
who
time,
knows.
Larry. You'll have your turn with basketball. We'll talk. Skee know how I am about this football basketball argument. The NBA stands for no bank account. So I bet college football every Saturday, and I dibble dabble on NFL and do really well. I don't care for basketball. More college basketball here, not an NBA guy.
All right, let's move over to the last one, and this is the game I was talking about.
Okay.
The game I'm very interested to talk about. This is the Colts and the Vikings. Opened up Vikings -6.5. It drops down to 5 or 5.5. Total has gone up about a half a point to 46.5. Um, you've been a person who's been extremely high on this Vikings team. I know, I know they've had some injuries, but are those injuries enough to where you think that that defense is no longer good? Do you think that Flacco is the answer to save this Colts team? Because I'm thinking Vikings off back-to-back losses at the house gotta with what extra rest? I think they had extra rest too. I'm thinking the Vikings gotta be the play in this game. You
No.
think otherwise?
The coast of the play. Christian Darrisaw is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. People don't account for how big left tackles are. Their only position is probably equivalent to or more important to the spread than the left tackle's quarterback. That's it. So Darisaw being out, they traded for the little homie Cam Robinson. His family's from Monroe, Louisiana, like my family. So hopefully he does all right over there. But I'm taking the Colts. See, what people don't understand is that the Vikings have been figured out. My guy Brian Flores is a really good coach. He schemes guys up, but it's some things that he can't hide, and that's age. And it starts with in the backside of their defense. If you look at Harrison Smith, he might be a Hall of Famer one day, strong safety, but he's a guy that plays really close to the line. He stops the run. He's not good in coverage ski at all. Then they have your boy over there that went around the world in II. He was at New England. He was with the Cowboys. He's been everywhere stealing checks at cornerback. Talk about Gilmore. So now Gilmore's over there. He's past his prime. He can't hold people one-on-one. So the Colts have three of the best young burners in the NFL. Alex Pierce is a beast over the top. Josh Downs is a beast over the top. Pittman is a beast over the top. And now they have their big dog running back who's a beast. They just were missing quarterbacking. They're a really good team. I've been tweeting all year that they're supposed to start Flacco. Flacco is at one of those really sweet spots in life. He don't give a damn anymore, Skee. He's already accomplished everything. He won the Super Bowl. He got a little gray hair in his beard now. He's just out there eating and having fun, you know, making me a little check. But now, oh, y'all gonna throw me back in the fire? I got these young cats that can go get these balls. He's gonna air them out. So if they block up enough for the Vikings, the Colts might win money line. Because the Vikings are on a downtrend now, man. They're gonna miss their left tackle. Sam Darnold is becoming who we thought he was. He's not playing as good as he has in the past. The Colts are really a low-key one of the best rosters in the NFL. They're one of the top rosters in the NFL. A lot of people don't understand it, but they're healthy now. And now they have Flacco in there so they can really run all parts of that offense. Jonathan Taylor is a 5-yard back type of running back. I mean, a 5-yard carry type of running back. So I just think that Minnesota is going to have a game. Like, it's not going to be easy like we think it's going to be. Don't get me wrong. They still had a great Justin Jefferson. Jay Jettis is going to eat. Their offense, I'm sure, is going to put up some points. Aaron Jones is good. They're on the carpet. But I think that the Colts are going to surprise some people. And I think that Flacco is going to do a really good job getting those receivers involved. And they're going to be excited. Kind of similar to why we took UNLV the first time when Hodge Malik Williams became the quarterback on here, Skee. Now I'm part of the game plan. With Anthony Richardson there, they know they're not. He's gonna throw him hospital balls. He's gonna overthrow him. He's gonna underthrow him. So I'm just wasting my time putting my energy into running these routes. Now I'm part of the game plan with Flacco in there. So I'm taking the Colts plus the points. That's gonna be one of my biggest bets.
Some guys in the chat agreeing with what you're saying there, and you know, the weakness for the Vikings defense is if you got somebody who can get them passes before that blitz gets there. And Colts do have a good offensive line, right? So I can understand why people like the Colts here. Um,
Too
really
many
good
points.
breakdown by you.
How many times we done won that plus 5.5 this year? Just go back and I want you to run it through your data. We hit that plus 5.5 so many times this year because they want you to think just like you're thinking. Vikings out for loss. It's only a touchdown. They're gonna cover that. They're about to wipe out all the parlays for the day on Sunday with that one.
I said this, but you don't think nothing of that rest advantage, huh?
Not as much. Not as much, just because I feel like the Colts are hungry. They're gonna be really fired up for this game, Ski, because the Texans lost last night. They're only one game out for the AFC South. In that Colts building, they really believe that they can still win that division. So I think that you're going to see a really, really pumped up offense for the Colts now that Anthony Richardson is out of there. Because it's the same story we saw just like with A&M when they put in Marcel Reed. When you put in a quarterback where the team knows they have a chance to win now, you're going to see everybody play better. The defense going to play better. They're going to be flying to the ball. The receivers going to be diving, catching balls. What we seeing right now with the Steelers, with Russell Wilson. Now that he's over there throwing the ball, how the receivers look. They're so engaged. Everybody's engaged because everybody is a part of the game plan now because we have a quarterback that can actually involve everyone. Anthony Richardson and guys like Justin Fields and him right now, they haven't developed enough, and it's the coach's fault. It's not their fault. They're just winning off of athleticism. They're playing ball off of, being athletic. They have not been taught cerebrally how to play quarterback. But Flacco knows how to play, and he doesn't give a damn. So he's going to be airing the ball out. We're going to get a lot of defensive pass interference on Minnesota. Alex Pierce good, Ski. Josh Downs is good.
I got a question for you. A question before a question because I can't
Okay.
remember this, and I'm putting you on the spot. But can you remind me who the offensive coordinator and the coach is for the Colts? It's one of those guys that I'm looking for.
Shane Steichen is the
There you
head
go.
coach,
That's
and
the
he
name I'm
came
looking
from
for.
the Philadelphia Eagles. And when he left last year, they didn't even make the playoffs. He was that important to Jalen Hurts.
But my point is because I did my offseason homework this season. This
Okay.
is why the name stood out to me because I remember he's a guy who has been really good starting games off like first quarter or first half. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, he came from the Eagles. Remember when the Eagles was dominant
Yeah.
first half, etc.
Yeah.
So with the Vikings, undefeated in that first quarter, is this where they maybe have a bump in the road?
I don't know. This is gonna probably be. I'd probably go over first quarter on this one. Probably 7.5. There'd probably be a 7-3 score at the beginning of the first quarter on this one because I'm telling you, you're gonna see a different way Shane Steichen gonna be coaching this game with Flacco. They're gonna be getting chunk plays. I saw them against Jacksonville. Remember, we were sitting in there, and remember in Westgate, and I took, what's up, brother? Monroe, Louisiana, stand up. That's right, baby. H time. Shout out, Joey. Man, when we were sitting in Westgate, and they put up on, I took Jacksonville. Remember, I took Jacksonville live -3.5, and remember.
Uh-huh.
Flacco was coming back throwing those big
Oh
plays,
yeah.
chunk
Yeah.
plays after chunk.
Yeah.
If I was in there like, man, I'm about to cash out. I ended up cashing out, and I'm glad I did. Because, bro, they're going to be chunk plays. They have
Didn't it go to
everybody there.
overtime too that game? Or
Pardon me?
something?
What did you
Did that
say?
game go to overtime? I remember.
No, it went right down to the end. I think the Colts kicker missed the field goal, so ended up with Jacksonville won by 3. But remember, they were
Yeah.
down 14 with like 8 minutes left.
Yeah. I
And they were
remember.
just throwing bombs. That's what I'm telling you. Like Minnesota, if they block them and catch them slipping with one of those blitzes and they don't get there, it's touchdown.
Well, bringing us some stats to back up kind of what you're saying there. First quarter over, 6-1 for the Vikings, 5-3 for the Colts.
Appreciate that, brother. That's
That
great,
could be
great
the way to
stat.
go. And I know my other guy, Wham, he likes to play a lot of those both team to score in the first quarter, and you can usually get that in plus money. So a lot
Yeah.
of different ways to look at this game. Great breakdown. And that's what we got for today.
Yes, sir.
So we'll move it over to best bet. But before, I always ask you if there's anything you would like to promote. And I seen your tweet. I know you don't have to hat on today, but
Yeah.
anything you would like to promote and maybe a recap or best bet for the show.
Yeah, man, we had to just cancel everything. I made a mistake getting hired a corporation. I'm not gonna say which one because they might want to sponsor us one day, so I don't want to get into it with them. I'll talk bad about Verizon though forever, but this corporation right here, man, they didn't do it. I didn't like how the website came out, so I had to go to an individual, which you're gonna always get better action on stuff like that when you could deal individually with a person who's doing these sites than dealing with the corporate base. Because it came out looking like an AI kind of. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. So we're redoing everything right now for you guys. We're gonna have the merch on there for you. We're gonna have where you can buy some packages and some picks. For right now, just make sure that you follow me on X at 5 Star in Vegas, spell out the 5. DM me if you're interested in joining the group. I think we got like one slot maybe available in the next coming week. And then also, of course, just go subscribe to the Wagering World on YouTube. Subscribe to it on iHeart. Subscribe to it on Apple iTunes. Subscribe to it on Spotify so you never miss a show. We usually do shows on Wednesday and Friday, and I appreciate all the support and all the guys who came over from Skee's show and started watching the show. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all hit that like right now for my guy Skee. Profit, man. Positive vibes and making money. That's what we're about, and that's why we've been friends so long. All right, my best bets for today are all of them, man. Army minus is first half minus 13.5. Miami minus 20.5. Navy minus 6.5 first half. Ravens minus 8. Who else do we have? Who else I gave you? Let's see. Ravens
Falcons, did you
minus
say that?
8. Oh, Colts plus 5.5. So, and the
Mm.
Falcons minus 2.5. So all the ones we talked about are official plays for 5 stars. So you got 6 free plays.
All right, that's good stuff from him. And I'm gonna be real with you. I would just be telling his picks in this one. So I haven't even honestly looked too deeply into football besides that Vikings game. And
Yeah,
now I gotta pump the brakes because he's giving me some good points on the other side.
don't
So
do it.
I would just roll with what he's saying for my best bets as well. Appreciate you 5 Star taking the time to come join and
Always.
break these games down with us. Um, we'll be back again next Friday doing the same thing. Appreciate you guys in the chat. If you guys want to hear any NBA, uh, myself, Dutch, Wham, and Babano will be live in about 15 minutes on the channel. So until then, catch you guys. Peace.